Alright, here we go. Oh yeah.
There's a good weapon. Alright. So if anyone's unfamiliar, this is going to be standard mode, randomized weapon from the uncle person. We're gonna get a weapon to clear escape with once we get down to him instead of the typical sword. You can still get a sword. It's extremely rare to do so. But who knows? Maybe it'll be a sword today.
It's definitely gonna be Kane.
That's usually how I hear it. But
Dang, I should have specified her.
you were being vague to be safe, and it worked out for you.
Rando's like a genie.
Nice 4 bomb drop already from the green guards. Both players getting it, very nice.
Very generous bomb drop, yeah. Won't have to farm, which is good because we don't have a weapon that's good for farming at all.
Yeah, that's true. There's definitely some magic pots in the back of Escape that you can use to farm some rats if you want to, but you're definitely not going to need to do that at all. And yeah, as you said with the Cannon Baron, it's actually pretty difficult to do so. Like the big snake hallway you can do, or there's a room that has a bunch of rats that like to go to the same place that you can take out a bunch of them with a very small amount of magic usage. But having 4 bombs already, I don't think we're going to be worrying about that at all.
Probably not. Alright, getting the map out of the way. Everything else is going to be either a small key or items, so... So yeah, Burna is one of those starts that is kinda meh, just because it's not actually progression in pretty much every scenario. So you don't really gain like a newfound appreciation for some routes you might have been able to take, not be able to take with the standard sword escape. So that's kind of a bummer.
Yeah, it, as you said, doesn't really unlock anything in terms of getting out of here, and the only thing it does unlock still requires a good number of items to even reach, so even if it is useful for the purposes of unlocking items, it won't be quite a while until we know that. It is a pretty good safety, though. It's a very good safety, especially if you have to go fight blind early without a sword, perhaps. It can definitely be useful for that.
Yeah, that fight's pretty free, if you have the Cane of Burna.
Yeah, Lavos just deciding to 2-pot the guard here. It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I think the Cane probably takes a lot longer than just grabbing 2 pots. I would think, anyway.
It would be probably the 8 hits total like it is with the fighter sword, I think, but it's still... I don't know how much magic that would use.
More than necessary.
Yeah.
You got good old pots, tempered sword damage. Weak old Cane does fighter sword damage. But those pots, masterfully crafted. Smith with loving care.
That were placed in the dungeon.
Yes. It's actually pretty rude of Link to pick them up and use them as weapons when you consider that. Alright, coming out here to the back half of Escape. Should have plenty of magic for everything we need it for. May opt to get a little bit more just to be safe. It's a hard resource to come by when you don't have bottles or boots. So, stocking up when you can is never a bad idea, in my opinion.
Yeah, there's a couple magic pots around here they can grab, but there's no real need to. Like this, the snake hallway only takes a moment to clear out everything. But oh, there's Lavos gonna be picking up some extra magic there. There's one more directly above him, but yeah, whatever. There's definitely enough. Nice dodge there, red snakes on Lavos.
Yeah, they did cooperate a bit more than they did with Illus. Illus got the Great Wall of Snakes. Just had to take the hit and go on through. Oh, we found a fire rod. I completely missed that. And a sword in Sanctuary. That's
Well, that's a pretty nice consolation prize getting out of here.
Yeah, that is the Skullwoods combo pack right there. Still need some items to actually get to Skullwoods, of course, but yeah.
Nice tree pull there, just 4 bombs.
Well, more is always good.
More is always good. We've got the 10 we need to max out our bomb capacity. And it's probably enough to just check everything, even remotely close to early game.
Yeah. And we have Lavos coming over here. Also getting the 4-bomb tree pull. This is the bush crab got 10 arrows. I mean, that's alright, I guess. We didn't have any. Now we got 10.
Lavos being the only person to go check out the Aghanim Ledge, finds out that it's just bombs. If we are going through Aghanim, it will not be for that purpose today.
That would be some desperate times. Alright, that's a convenient bottle. Always nice to find that right before Sick Kid. Even has a fairy in it. Will that be useful or not? We'll find out, I suppose. Find a lamp, some more money, which is nice, and bombos.
Yeah, pretty nice stock of stuff. We are not even like, we're about halfway through the village now. Already getting a good number of stuff. Sorry, I've been a little distracted by stuff.
It's fine.
How's it going? There's a lot of explosives. I saw a lot of bomb upgrades. They're really low on rupees, actually. This is actually fairly low. I guess they did buy the bottle of Ender item, huh? So that's pretty good. So, not really immediately use for rupees right now. Not until we, get more Dark World access and have to actually pay for stuff.
Yeah, we don't actually have access to Zora right now, as you said, so... But you never know when that's going to creep up. Oh, there's some more money either way, so... Good to have. But we aren't given a lot of direction where we want to go. from this village. We got some nice items, but that still leaves us with the question of where do we go? Because we can't actually get to. I did not see what was in the library, unfortunately. Alright, Illus saving quitting. Probably going to be doing South Shore right away, I would assume. It's a very standard play, as I'm sure everybody's seen a million times, but... Alrighty, what do we got down here today? Ooh, we got some clothes in the dam. Nice blue for Juno. Hard to tell, but... Alright, we get a better look at the library. It was a 5-year upgrade, so not important. Just some... Ooh. So green pendant at Eastern Palace, red pendant at Desert, and here is a non-red crystal.
Alright, into Mini Moldorm Cave we go here, and we're gonna have to make some hard decisions on where to go next. I guess we don't really have much access to anything other than like the Eastern Palace area right now, but
yeah.
Here to send us up to Death Mountain, maybe.
Big 20, another big 20, third big 20. Bee in a bottle, and a bee in a bottle. That's a full house right there.
Okay, well. Immediately getting rid of the bees. Or at least one of them.
No. I mean, those can be useful for things. A bit hasty, but...
I'd say there's even a small chance they'd be really great for like dark room navigation, but they already have the lamp, so...
Yeah. Yeah. Alright, we'll come over here to the Ice Rod Cave. It's been a little while. I've seen some races where Ice Rod Cave has said something, but it seems like it's been on the low end lately, so I want to see something in here. Give me a glove. Something. Oh,
nope.
man.
Off to Eastern Palace we go.
Well, I guess the good thing about this is that Eastern Palace is a pendant, so we don't have to complete it in theory. It just so happens it's the green pendant, which feels kind of bad, just because you'd want to probably get that while you were there if you could. But unless the bow is in the big chest or somewhere in Eastern Palace, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, I'd be okay with dipping Eastern with it being a pendant, just because I know I probably won't have to come back here. But yeah, I can definitely see, like, if it was a crystal, I'd definitely be reluctant to go in there. Like, if I found something at Sasharella, I probably wouldn't go to Eastern Palace right now. But ooh, the glove's pretty nice. Oh, okay, that's a little more tempting.
It's quite a lot of items up there on that Death Mountain place.
Yeah, I think Lou's making a good idea here to head up towards Eastern Death Mountain right now. I don't like going independents, especially ones that I can't complete. So when you just got access to like what 8, 9 items, 10 items, I suppose. Yeah, definitely take that.
Yeah, it's around 10. Might be more if we find some other stuff up here. Meanwhile, Lavos, I believe, is just playing a little bit of catch-up. Gonna be heading over there, get their glove and their hookshot now.
were gloves. Gloves were in the back of Sahasrela's hut with the hookshot as well. So it's practically begging him to come up here towards Eastern Death Mountain.
It definitely seems that way, especially when you find the lamp super early.
Oh boy, more 20s.
Okay, it's Lavos looks like they're heading into Eastern Palace. This is interesting.
Not gonna leave any. Never mind.
Taking this out. Probably thought about it and was like, eh.
Yeah, I know a lot of racers like to be extremely thorough, leave no stone unturned. If they're around an area, go finish it up regardless of what they find earlier. And that's gotten me into trouble before. Well, I guess we'll see if it also would have done that today as well. As we get over to Eastern Death Mountain here. 7 items in this cave, plus 1 in Spiral Cave. And if we're lucky enough to find the hammer, we can go up to Hera right now.
And we can complete that as well. Well, I guess the good thing is if there's something in Eastern, both of them did the same thing and skipped it, so in theory it won't hurt either of them that much.
Another bomb upgrade.
Oh my. Capacity.
At least like 30 capacity now, I think.
Look at all these invisible things I'm holding.
Oh man, almost got all 3 of those mini Moldorms with 1 spin. It was really close. I'm surprised they actually got that charge off before getting rammed by one of those. I always have a lot of issues getting full charge there. There's nothing in this cave!
Well, spoke a little bit too soon. There is the hammer. So that does get us to Hera.
Just to Hera and Dark World access, except that cool little Moon Pearl here. Maybe we can get a vanilla Moon Pearl.
It's certainly on the table at this point. There's not a lot of things we have access to that we can check. Just a piece of heart on the floating island.
Oh, Illus, are you gonna go down? No, you're going to Hera first. Good. I like doing this.
Yeah, we can come back here. We are sort of like retreading ground we're crossing right now, but we're gonna have to do that anyway if we jump down, so... The awkward thing would be is if we found the Moon Pearl in here, just because then Spike Cave also kind of becomes something you would want to do at that point, so you have to make a decision between the two. But
oh, yeah, they totally could, couldn't they? Huh. I feel like at that point I would still go check out Spiral Cave and then just like make a save and quit up to Spiral or to Spike Cave.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to get to Spike Cave than it is to the Spiral Cave, because you have to climb up, no matter what you do. So
climbing up mountains in this game is much longer than climbing down them.
Yes, it takes a cool 2 seconds to hop off. Thankfully, Link has some very powerful legs, so he does not take damage, no matter how high he falls. Speaking
of powerful, Illus is showing off the pot strats here in the tile room. I like this. Funny enough, if you're carrying a pot and you touch the crystal switch, like your body comes in contact with it, you'll regain your full movement speed again. So it makes this very silly.
Wisely remembering we got a fairy that we're gonna ditch.
Yeah, we're gonna death warp. Get out of the way, dude. There's a full magic pot in the top right corner of this place. I guess they were only interested in the smaller pot.
I guess when we complete Hera, we're gonna get our low magic back anyway, so we don't really need it.
You gotta save the frames. It takes time for that magic to refill after the boss fight.
Yeah, that's true. Clearly a Titanic mistake.
They're a little low on bombs. I think there's some down here. Oh, and they know about it too! Yo, Illus, high five. Keeping track of their tiny bomb count. I think there's one more up here. I mean, 5 is just fine. I think they'll be okay.
Well, it's good to know where bombs are in relation to you at all times.
We're gonna get a bomb jump to the other side. Nope, we're just gonna fall. That's fine. Doesn't take that long to rescale this one floor dungeon.
Yeah, and if you mess up the bomb jump and fall down the pit anyway, it takes a lot longer than the time you would have gained from doing it. So if you're not confident in it, just play by the normal rules.
Yeah, and Illus did get the other bomb pop. It was right there. I don't remember if there was a heart on that side as well, that group of 3. But there's definitely a bomb. Alright, on the hammer, Moldorm. One's gonna take 3 hammer hits, as the hammer does the tempered sword class of damage. Very, very quick fight. Looks like Lavos is also setting up for the death warp. They're taking a few tiles to the face here. Did they already ditch their fairy?
I don't know. We'll find out very soon. No, they didn't, but they should have seen it on the inventory screen right there. Uh-oh. Oh, well, that's vanilla-ish.
That's as close as it can be without, you know, being actually it. Lavos!
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Nah, just gonna walk out at this point, whatever.
Yeah, those skeletons take a while to kill you, especially with blue mail. They are not as tough as they seem.
Deftly traps the mini Moldorms back in their cages.
Oh no. It's gonna be a while before somebody comes back here and lets
like
them
he was
out. It's
never
kinda...
here.
The
Put
infiltrator.
Yeah, put everything back the way it was. Alright, we do have our Dark World access, but Illus is going to be at least slightly thorough here going into checking out Spiral Cave here. I guess at this point, the really only big question is, are we going to the Gakariko portal, or are we going south of Link's house?
That's a good question. We do have the hammer and the fire rod, so starting at the Old Cast doesn't seem as bad.
No, it really doesn't, because you could just finish Skull Woods and just loop around the entire southern loop of Dark World just fine.
Yeah, we don't have the mirror or anything, so the Graveyard Ledge isn't in play, which would be the other tempting choice from where you leave from Casts. So this seems just fine.
Yeah, recently I've seen a lot of people just start at Link's house and go right to Hype Cave and maybe loop left or right from there. But in this situation, I think this is definitely just fine. I guess we haven't seen the Dark World check yet, so we're not sure if Skull Woods happens to be a crystal. Well, we're gonna have to do it anyway. Might as well do it right now.
Yeah, I feel like you dip in there no matter what, pendant or crystal. You go in there or you get punished, in my experience. Pretty good chance it'll be a crystal, though. We do have 2 pendants in the Light World, so that means there's only going to be 1 in the Dark World, because there's 3 of them. And meanwhile, Lavos is taking down Moldorm using the...
Of course, is...
Of course.
The blue pendant. Turtle Rock was 5, and I think 6 was ice? Ice or swamp, I believe.
Alright.
It was one of the 2, definitely.
It's definitely one of the 2.
Okay, it was Ice Palace. We have been informed. Thank you. So those are some pretty crummy 5-6 crystals, if I do say so myself.
You would have my support in that. That's very out of the way. Lots of required items. It's very likely that we'll be in go mode by the time we touch Turtle Rock. So, I mean, I guess it puts it out of play until you can actually complete both of those. Which we have quite a few required items before that's a possibility, but...
Yeah, I'm not seeing Pyramid Fairy very high on my list of things that I would want to check this seed.
Yeah.
Gonna have to find a very specific set of items to even be able to check that.
The only thing that comes to mind that it could be is like the bow or the flute.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking as well. I guess the mirror.
Yeah, we do need that.
We're still missing an item in Skullwoods. We're just gonna be checking out the single item down here before going to Mothula, just in case it can be like a sword or something to make the fight slightly easier. Lavos is taking the other path of going in the Dark World down here right now.
Okay, well this is ground that will most likely cover it anyway. The interesting thing comes from what Lavos finds here. If he finds the mirror, I feel like that gives him a small opportunity to have a routing advantage over Illa. So
yeah, I would definitely agree with that.
I guess we find a sword or half magic that also makes it much easier to fight Mothula.
Yeah, even if there was like a major item here, like Titansmiths or something, I don't think it would actually give that much advantage having it right now. Oh, the flute's pretty nice.
Flute's okay, yeah, we're gonna be headed that way anyway, so getting that active is pretty convenient.
Yeah, it's gonna be dipping right into the Dark World, so it's not like we're gonna get much use out of it, but I mean, that's pretty neat.
Stopped right at Hype Cave, did not opt to go to the left, which I find interesting.
Yeah, maybe they realize now that they have the crystal information that, oh, I can just do this loop and be down and check all those anyway.
Yeah, maybe. Alright, coming up on Fighter Sword Mothula. We do have Blue Mail. It helps a little tiny bit, but other than that...
Only from the knot spikes. We do have the hammer, but it's very, very awkward to hit with.
These fire rod shots are looking good.
If we can get a combination of 8 fire rod shots and spin attacks, that'll do it. You know, provided they actually damage Mothula. But I'm gonna swap to the hammer here. I think that one. Oh, there we go. That wasn't too bad at all.
Ooh.
Oh,
A nice reward for the trouble. Some moleskin boots. I guess they would be like silk or something. Right?
moth silk boots.
Yeah. I'm gonna be flying with those. Just like Mothula.
Yes, I'm sure. I'm sure Mothula also wore boots
Yeah.
to dash around everywhere in the sky.
They've got like 8 legs.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's how it works.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's just 6. I think 8 makes you a spider, and Mothula is obviously not a spider. We'll figure that out.
If we had to fight Spider Eula, I would be like scared as heck
God.
of this game. I'm so glad Spider Eula is in this game.
Maybe
Alright,
in one of the remakes.
Yeah, there we go. And A Link Between Worlds 2. Alright, there was the Quick Medallion. We're gonna still need medallions to open both Turtle Rock and Misery Mire, but of course we don't know what those are quite yet. Having 2 already greatly increases the chances we'll be able to actually get into those dungeons once we, actually get to them.
Yes, indeed. We will see. Go ahead.
Yeah, we're still looking for the myths to have access to Misery Mire, or potential access to Misery Mire. And of course, we can't finish it without the cane, and then Turtle Rock's just all sorts of stuff. I guess we are just. No, I'd be Mitz and cane still for that.
I feel like Lavos probably should have just finished the South Loop because when we check and clear Skull Woods and Village of Outcasts, he's gonna have to make a choice of going south or going to Thieves Town. Looks like he's made that choice. He's gonna go Independent Thieves Town right away.
Oh, immediately, huh? Wow. I feel like Thieves Town is one of the dungeons that actually benefits pretty well from having increased movement via the hookshot or the boots, but I'm not getting a little hookshot movement. The bow's just sitting over here on Stumpy. Okay, sure.
Just tore off one of his arms, the bent one.
Oh my
Here you
gosh. This whole Dark World loop here looking even better now, because we can just keep going after Hype Cave straight into Pod and finish it up.
Yeah, we actually could.
Yeah, I think this is a pretty easy decision for Illus. So Lavos is gonna have to find something pretty good here, I think. Some of the major items that are still, like, you know, out there. We're still gonna need the flippers, and we're still gonna need the ice rod and the cane of Samaria. So I guess all those could still be in here.
Yeah, the ice rod can be literally anywhere but Trinix and I guess GT.
Lou's more interested in checking out the Bonk Rocks, I think. Oh, they just got their flute, right? So we're gonna get an activation of that here.
Why not both?
Not both. I mean, that's a good routing. That's a good routing decision that you lucked into, finding the flute down there and come check out Bonk Rocks at the same time. I'm so out of it right now. I'm sorry. I'm like a big goofball.
So I think that they did not check the Lumberjack cave. So they're coming up here to do that now.
Yeah, definitely something I like to do. Putting this off until I have the boots, because there's not too much point until then. I can definitely see the benefit in knowing even without the boots, but it's just not something I like coming up here to check this far away, I guess, from the main path.
Yeah. Well, you know how I feel about that.
Always check it?
I always check it.
In this situation where they didn't have many rupees coming out of escape, I could still definitely see going to check it, because you need more rupees for well, not for buying bombs because they had bombs, but for the bottle vendor they didn't know how much they were going to get. And I could see the benefit if you didn't have like bombs and rupees to go ahead and check though, because you can get the bush crab and the extra tree pull up there if you go that way as well. So that's probably a situation I would go check it, is if I had like no bombs or rupees coming out of escape.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense as well. Alright, we got this flute. Where are we going with it? Probably 5, I would have guessed.
Makes sense to me.
Gotta pay the king your specs. Meanwhile, Lavos is making their way through Thieves Town. Don't think we found anything super exciting here thus far, but still got a few chests left.
Some nice extra heart drops here. There's 2 in these pots, so they'll be able to have full health.
Oh my god.
Whoa, hey there.
Wow, this is starting to look really good for Lavos.
That was pretty nice. So the one thing I can see for Illus, they're completing crystal dungeons, and that's cool. When they start running out of crystal dungeons to check, Thieves Town's gonna still be looking pretty good. So I don't think that they're going to be losing too much time by not having that right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say so. Maybe if we find the mitts, it gets a little scary.
Like in an airlock location? Oh, if Illus finds the mitts.
Yeah, it might lead them a bit astray.
Yeah, that's true, because then I mean, mirror isn't required for Mire or Turtle Rock. Could end up clearing both of those completely, still looking for it.
Ice Palace as well.
Or maybe Illus will catch a break and the mitts will be locked behind the mirror, and then that'll severely limit what they can do.
Yeah, definitely. So this dip into Thieves Town was looking a little bad for Lavos, but this is actually really good because at some point Illus is going to have to come in here anyway. And the only scenario where they probably won't also kill blind is if that's their go mode. So we'll probably see Lavos covering the same ground that Illus already did, going to Skull Woods now. Getting that out of the way.
The mirror only blocking off Swamp Palace. It is a very real situation that could end up being a go mode item. Depending on where the other items are, you know, can still be in mirror lock spots. I was taking this a long way around. I guess forgetting that they didn't have the mitts. They're probably heading down to race game that way. But yeah, now taking the Dark World South loop here without the boots off Mothula, that might sting a little bit later when he ends up finding those.
Why does Mothula have a stinger too? Are they a bee now as well as a spider?
Oh my gosh. That's like the next major Zelda boss. It's gonna be like Spider Bee Eula.
It's terrifying insect chimera. And spikes start dropping from the ceiling as well as from the walls. Oh my gosh.
Oh no. Yeah. He's half moth, half spider, half bee.
3 halves. It's terrifying.
And all bad news.
Ah, I guess this is nice. We get to check this.
Yeah, Lavos gonna be able to check a couple more spots on their way to the Palace of Darkness area to go use that bow.
Do you think they might go to Swamp? Never mind. They pull out the flute.
Not without the flippers, probably not.
Oh yeah, we kind of need those, don't we?
Illus just got something in that chest and I didn't see what it was. I hope it wasn't too important. So I can act like I saw it and just didn't react to it.
It's understandable that Lavos when they do Mothula quite yet. Fighter Sword, Fire Rod, it's not impossible by any means or anything like that, but it's not what I would call the simplest thing in the world. So putting off Skullwoods until you get some better equipment does make sense. It's just unfortunate that the boots are there, so Illus is going to... Well, there's flippers. Illus is going to be getting these little advantages just by having spear movement. As long as Lavos doesn't happen as well.
Yeah, I think in regards to fighting bosses, I believe that Mothula is definitely one that I would see people put off until they have better equipment.
Yeah, I agree with that as well. That's something that I also consider when I play. Just what my equipment is. Mothula and Cold Stare can be really, really rough if you're not well equipped for them. I would say those are probably the 2 toughest bosses in the game in general. Trinex can also be hard, but that's more of a test of your resources. You know.
Right. Seeing how well you can hammer heads from the side.
Yeah. Very rarely does Trinex actually kill you.
Alright, Lavos heading into Palace of Darkness. We'll find the flippers in the big chest, I hope. And that may actually push them towards Swamp, huh?
Yeah, that would seem very logical to me. It's 6 items. It's completable. And what else are you gonna do? You gonna check Overworld?
Overworld? I guess you could like walk up to the pyramid and the catfish and then mirror it to the Zora stuff as well. That might not be too bad.
Yeah, that might actually be enough, but Lavos does, since they do have that mirror. That's a pretty efficient route. If we can find money, and I think there's a 300 drop in this Palace of Darkness, so that might also push them towards that.
It'd be one of the few situations I would be willing to walk out of the pod area.
Yeah, it takes a while to get in, takes a while to get out.
I was wondering why Lavos wasn't bonking across, but still doesn't have the boots.
Yeah, it's a little hard to bonk without those. Coming up here on Helm of Sorkin. This is there's silver arrows, so we'll have to choose how we want to kill him after we get this mask off.
I think it's what, 8 normal arrows? Illus wisely waiting until the fireball comes out to knock the mask off. The fireballs do despawn once you knock the mask off, so it's very nice timing there.
I could have sworn those arrows were like glowing the first few, and then he got hit and then stopped glowing. Maybe that's my imagination.
Level's gonna be able to mirror to make his riding pod a little more efficient.
Yeah, that is one advantage. Illus did have to death warp out of the dark maze, but the mirror helps a lot in pod. So I guess that somewhat mitigates the advantage the boots gave just a little bit. Bonkin.
Oh my gosh, this maze is so weird to run in. Got a couple of rage slashes there, and I don't blame him. So Illus is walking out of pod here. I can only guess that they're going to the pyramid from here.
Yeah, that seems like a very likely scenario. It's really hard to route in pyramid when Aga's not required. It feels bad to do it before pod, but after pod you have to retread the same ground. So if you're ever going to check it, this is about as good as it gets. I mean, you can just go to the warp south of Link's house, but I don't think that's much quicker at all.
Lava's picking up all of these rupees and is about to find, well, one more, but also 300 more, I believe. It's in the maze, I think.
Yeah, you're correct. Which is going to be nice. Does get 500 either way, so does sort of tell us what Lavos is thinking right now as to what to do after pod.
Oh yeah, that catfish Sora combination is looking pretty good, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Illus is gonna be able to check out about half of that right now. This would be a very convenient place to find the mirror, but we know it's not gonna be here.
Yeah, sadly not. With the flute, we can save and quit and flute to 8, and then get on the path. Could come back here, but mirror's really nice. Big 20.
Ooh, we're gonna go finish off Eastern Palace, I think. No, never mind.
Just hop in down here, check the lake ledge item, and then go to the hobo, our real uncle.
So if there happens to be nothing here, I don't know if Illus is going to go to Eastern Palace, which is 4 items with that green pendant, or Thieves Town, which is also 4 items. Hard to say. I'm not sure. I think both look equally good in this situation. I'm a little worried because I think Eastern Palace would be a lot faster to get to from a flight point. So I don't know if that's going to factor into their decision or not.
Yeah, because Thieves Town, you have to, since we don't have the mitts, you have to go through the woods, and that takes a while. Whereas Eastern Palace, we'd split 5. We have the gloves to pick up that oddly hexagon, octagon-shaped rock in the Stalkin.
The rocks in this game look very, like, manufactured.
They do.
Someone placed these. Someone made these and placed them here just to be an annoyance.
Gonna check what the fairy gives us today. It's a random thing, but it is free resources. Just takes time.
I was so hoping that they would get the bee back that they let go earlier.
That would be karma. And the rocks, like, they have an 8 on them.
They do.
Who's putting that there?
They're like, they wanted to be pool balls in life, but they're too oddly shaped to go on a pool table.
Alright, Zora, what you got today? Ho ho ho!
That's a nice load off your mind.
Yeah, that is a nice road. I guess once we find Mitts, we could go to Turtle Rock and test our luck.
And we gotta find that king too. Which may be in Eastern Palace at this point. No, it's probably in Swamp, actually. I think Swamp makes a lot. It looks like Illus is actually going to go to Thieves Town, so that's good. Yeah, that mirror won't be eluding them for too long, and I don't think that there would have been too many different routing choices had they had it. Are we just a sword? No, we do not know where the King of Samaria is, and nor the Titansmiths. We need both of those items. Those are two pretty important items right now.
They are pretty darn important.
We do not know the medallions yet, but we do have 2 of them right now, so that's pretty good chances that we'll be able to access at least one dungeon, and maybe both. Lavos mirrored into Eastern Palace. Really interested in finishing pendants right now, it seems. Lavos may still be a little worried about Mothula, because they still haven't found, like, really any offense, right? So we're still on just Fighter and Fire Rod for that fight.
Yeah. I mean, we do have money, we can get potions, which makes the fight a lot easier too, but...
Yeah, and the flute as well, so it would be a pretty quick safety net.
Yeah, I do find it a little surprising just because we have the Pyramid and Catfish and Zora area from Lavos' perspective, but I guess these town treated them well enough that they're just gonna come in here and hope to get lucky again.
Man, it stinks going through all these pendant dungeons without the boots.
It sure does.
This is my my philosophy. Completable crystals. Completable pendants. And then maybe that was a funky skeleton strat there. I like that. I don't think it was faster because they got the 3 skeletons, but I like just picking one up and ramming it into the face of the left one.
Very satisfying, yeah. Alright, we got a shield this far. Oh boy. Hot diggity darn.
My philosophy would not pay off in this situation.
Wow. Well, V29, you know, does have a lot of value in these pendant dungeons sometimes. And maybe that's part of the reason a lot of us came in here. They're betting this is going to be lots of required items in pendant dungeons. I guess he didn't have a ton of places otherwise to check. We did find the flippers, so Swamp Palace did open up, but I guess if you're ever going to go into Eastern, that would be the time to do it, right after Pod.
Yeah, it is the most convenient, and I was skeptical. I didn't think it would work out, but clearly I also would have been completely wrong. Now let's see the mitts off Armos to make this like crazy. I feel like Lavos' reluctance to go into Skull Woods and defeat Mothula, I feel like it's paying off, actually.
It kind of is, yeah.
The lack of swords is actually being very, very kind in that regard.
Yeah, and these are both things that Illus did not opt to do when they had the chance. So Lavos doing them when they're most convenient could give them a slight time advantage that way.
Now, I could definitely see Illus going from here down to the south of Grove Ledge, and then just right into Swamp Palace after this.
Yeah, I don't know if they have a whole lot else that they could do.
Yeah, other than the Graveyard Ledge and King's Tomb, I guess. Maybe just leave up there and check those first, but Swamp is going to be the play of the day after this, I believe. I don't know, my guesses so far in the seed haven't been totally correct, so... A little bit of a scary fight there. Illus takes it down. Only 2 hearts remaining.
Alright, getting our pendants at almost the same time. Alright, we'll see if Lavos goes back in the Dark World and turns it in when they're down there and then continues up to the pyramid, or what they end up doing.
Oh no. Lavos, if you're watching this back, if you pick up a bomb or a Mario block and walk through a portal, you won't actually take the portal, you'll walk right through it.
I think that might have been intentional.
Really?
Yeah, because when he turns in...
if they're going...
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. You know what you're doing, I don't.
Well, that's still good information to have. It's something that doesn't come up very often. What do we got from Sarashrella? Just a capacity upgrade. We already got a Titanic capacity for bombs, but thank you. Anyway.
I want to say our bomb max is now 40, at least. I don't know how high bomb capacity goes, but it's probably 40 now.
I think we can carry more bombs than some stealth bombers can, I would say.
More bombs than arrows, actually.
Which is weird, because arrows are small and thin, and bombs are big and round. You'd think the space would be interchangeable. I'm not sure exactly how Link carries these things, or why he can't just carry one or the other in the container that the other is in, but
don't worry, I think Illus will check Eastern Palace, just because, well, they're gonna have to eventually. I think the only bad thing would be is if we'll find the mitts, because that might send him into Eastern Palace, or into Mire without the cane.
yes.
And I guess the Titan's mitts have to be there anyway, because Samaria doesn't lock anything. Samaria can't really lock the mitts, can it? Because every use of Samaria in logic is also behind the mitts. Well, there's the mitts.
Cursed them. That's what we do here. Yeah, that also opens up Ice Palace, and if Lavos is in a scenario where they can go mode that, and Illus isn't, it's a little scary.
Is that gonna be... Ooh, Lavos coming over here to pick up the heart piece, interesting. Is Titans gonna be go mode for Lavos?
It could be if Turtle Rock and Mr. Mire are Bombos and Quake. Well, we need a sword too, I guess, but
We do need a sword. I don't know how much he'll go out of his way looking for one. Well, if the Mothula avoidance has been any indication, he may very well go out of his way looking for a sword. Rather than just, like, gamble on one being in GT.
Hmm. Well, some of these dungeons, it's hard to skip chests anyway. Like Misery Mire, if the big key is in a convenient location, you can skip a lot of the chests, but if it's not, you might end up checking everything anyway. And Turtle Rock is also one of those dungeons where you might end up checking everything anyway just by necessity, or have the opportunity to without really going out of your way.
Yeah, Lavos does still need the Ice Rod, however, Lavos is about to get the Ice Rod. The Ice Rod was from King Zora, and I believe that is where we are headed right now. So that's why we're kind of glossing over that.
Yeah. It would be weird if we didn't get that at this point. What'd you get all that money for, Lavos? I wanted to buy a new car. Oh.
Get around Hyrule faster.
That would be helpful, yeah. Who needs boots?
Or a bird.
Well, there's a sword.
Okay, yeah, that's definitely... that is in the way enough that if I needed a sword, I'd still check those two chests.
Yes, definitely.
So yeah, I think Lavos is gonna have the Titan's Mitts as his Go Mode item, and that's a pretty cool Go Mode item. Because that's a lot of, like, guaranteed Go Mode dungeons, like 3, and that's really great.
That is...
Both, 2 of them being Mire and Ice Palace.
So Illus skipped the left side initially, which is interesting. I guess when they found that Titan's Mitts, all they were really missing was the Canvas Mario. So they're just taking the gamble that they might be back here. We know it isn't, but I assume that's logic.
Lavos and the bees.
Okay, we're buying some potions.
I think Mothula might be coming up soon.
I think you might be right.
Oh, very nice Argus phase right there with the 2 Fire Rod shots and the spin. Is rewarded with the Sanctuary Heart.
Saving them frames.
Now, I think Lavos, once he gets his boots, may feel a little bit behind. Because, you know, just by virtue of not having those.
Yeah, that's been available for quite a long time. So it's
in all honesty,
possible.
though, yeah, in all honesty, I think they're gonna be sitting pretty good. I guess we'll see how it all turns out, though. Mitts as a Go Mode item is absolutely fantastic. It's up there with Hammer, I believe, in good, in great Go Mode items.
Yeah, definitely. Since the Mitts do like quite a lot of item locations that are really butts to check.
Yeah, I think we'll see the Northern Dark World check here from Lavos after getting these boots.
Yeah,
Just because
definitely.
they'll be able to check all the everything, and you know, with the mirror checking even one more, or I guess 2 in their case, by not having the mitts to do King's Tomb quite now.
I think you are absolutely right.
Master Sword Silverless is yuck. I agree. I have no idea how comfortable these 2 racers are in doing Master Sword Ganon, let alone Silverless Ganon. So I guess we'll see.
What does it count as if I can do it, but I'm not comfortable doing it?
Well, reluctance for sure.
Reluctance, I guess. Yeah.
It means you're a scaredy poo-poo head.
Wow, guilty as charged.
No, just kidding. In all honesty, it's very difficult. So
Yeah.
I can definitely see anyone, including myself, going out of the way to check some extra chests for perhaps tempered or silvers.
One thing I would have liked to see Lavos do is, since Skull Woods is the crystal, is just to start from the back and make their way out. Because in this specific case, both items are in the back, so we save ourselves some time checking chests we don't have to. And getting grabbed.
Oh no! There's worse grabs. Oh, hey! That's interesting.
That is pretty interesting. And that's an awkward spot too, because we don't actually have the capability of checking the medallions without the myths, which are in Swamp.
Yeah. Huh. Oh man, I didn't even think about that, despite you mentioning it earlier. That's a pretty interesting place to find ether.
Alright, Mystery Mire is Bombos.
Well, that's good for Lavos so far. It might be a while before we know Turtle Rocks, but so far it's all good news. Oh yeah, Illus might not even head in here right now, huh? Without the cane.
Yeah. Check out Desert.
Oop, maybe not.
Yeah, I'm not sure what Lavos will do when they're actually in Swamp and find the myths. I could see them checking left side looking for a sword and not making the gamble. But I could also see them not checking left side.
I don't know. I feel like, oh, nice red male just sitting out there in Agnes Cave this whole time. I feel like... what would I do in this situation? I'd probably skip left side, honestly, and just gamble on it not being ether, and... oh, jeez.
Yeah, I guess.
In the Ice Palace we go, it looks like.
I think I wouldn't skip left side in that scenario. I feel like I'm just too thorough.
You would do left side just on the off chance that
like
the medallion is needed and it's over there.
I think I would check it just in case. Yeah, because I'm still looking for potentially a medallion, and I don't want to have to come back in the swamp. If there's a sword or silvers over there as well, that pays off really nicely. So I think I would, even if it takes a few minutes longer.
Well, we'll see if you would have beaten me in this race.
I probably wouldn't beat you even if I made the right choice, but...
I don't know about that. I'd be really reluctant to go back to left side swamp of all places. Right, Lavos grabs his boots. And it's time to run. Where was the red cane? The red cane is in the big chest of Eastern Palace.
Yeah, so Illus is gonna have to pull through Ice Palace, which is not great.
Definitely not great.
Ooh, that bomb was just a little bit too low to hit the other skull guy, the skull jerk.
Everything's a jerk in this game. Alright, let's see how Illus handles the infamous Ice Palace bomb jump.
I just found out recently that I've been doing this bomb jump wrong the entire time.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I was being too picky about being to the left, because there's 2 X pixels where that jump works, and I've always been trying to get to the furthest one, and I've been doing it for so long I completely forgot that you can actually do that from 2 X pixels instead of 1. Just some random trivia for you.
Oh, Lava's checking out the desert ledge. Isn't going to be able to get it regardless, but it's coming all the way over here to Agina. We'll be rewarded with the red mail. I think that's worth the trip.
Yeah, it's not a bad safety at all. I guess doing this on the off chance that the mitts are here. Maybe this is your go mode and you can go mode the swamp.
Yeah, the allure of Go Mode Swamp is very nice, though I don't know how long I'd put off Swamp, hoping for it. Like you're losing the time you would have saved if you end up checking too much stuff before heading in there.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Yeah, we're just going there now. I think Agnes Cave is quick enough to where... Because you also get the information on the Desert Ledge item, which can be kind of important sometimes.
Yeah. Oh no, Lavos, I thought you were going to Swamp. Where are you going?
I think they're...
Maybe still to Swamp.
Okay.
Well, never mind. We're just cutting some grass and get some rupees out of that for our
They didn't
side
check
job.
the lake item, did they? So we're gonna check this.
Yeah, because he went from yeah.
Yeah, he used the mirror on the hobo, and then that does skip the ledge item there.
Yeah.
It's quick to check
sword.
either way.
Our only other sword we know about is in Swamp Palace right now, so Lavos will be picking that up for sure. Unless they decide to super go mode with the fighter sword, which I don't think will be the order of the day, but I mean, we'll see.
I would not do that. Those two chests down there are just so quick to check. You gotta be crazy.
Even if I already had Master Sword, I'd probably go check those two.
Maybe it's Tempered Sword.
The only thing left in question is that Turtle Rock medallion. I'm still worried. I really am.
I kind of am too.
We'll definitely swing heavily either way, depending on if Lavos heads to the left side of Swamp or not, I think. I mean, and Turtle Rock happens to be Ether. It'd have to be both those situations.
Yes. I feel like Lavos has been thorough enough to where they will do the left side. Because they went into Pendant Thieves Town, they went into Pendant Eastern Palace. They've been very thorough when they can be. So, and the sword is also in the back, so they might check that just on the chance that the sword's on the left side. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We're gonna find out soon.
I know what you're... Well, I know what you're super saying, but I'm not sure exactly. I don't know, it's difficult to say what I would do and then what I would expect these runners to do.
Yeah.
Who's in the lead now? I would say Lavos has the item advantage, having everything needed for go mode, except we don't know what the medallion for Turtle Rock is. If it happens to be Ether, then Lavos needs to do the left side of Swamp here to find Ether. If Lavos decides to go get Ether, then I would say he's sitting pretty comfortably, provided he's comfortable with...
Is that a sword, or is that a key?
I think it was a key. It was
no.
blade.
Oh no.
Lavos. Oh, this could be pretty interesting.
Ta-da.
You could always see what happens after the dungeon, but finding a sword back here probably make him think twice about heading back in. Can rule out pedestal seed? I believe we can rule out pedestal. Yeah. Unless both runners perhaps need tempered sword to finish.
Kind of doubt it, but
We'll see.
we'll see.
I don't want to put unreasonable expectations on people I don't know.
That's fair. That's fair.
Oh, Illus is heading up to Dark World Death Mountain. We will figure out very soon if Ether is actually required. Yeah, I think the only way you'll see a pedestal seed is if like the book is on it and the other two swords are on the tablets, and both of these players would need tempered to finish. Again, extremely specific situation. That's the only way I could see a pedestal actually being required for this specific race.
Yeah. I'm nervous, Mikon. So scared for Lavos.
I'm scared, dude. Illus had a very good block clip, by the way, with the hook shot. It was pretty nice.
That was pretty good.
Oh, well, okay, never mind. There's the tempered sword.
That is nice. That is also in a spot where I could see if Lavos does not want to do Master Sword Silverless, checking that. Because these, the 2 chests in Super Bunny Cave and the 4 in Hookstrike Cave are right here, next to Ganon's Tower. It's a prime spot to be checking for stuff.
Illus does not have the Cane of Samaria. That is why he's not done Mire first.
Oh.
No,
No.
go check Turtle Rock! We gotta know! No! He's not checking because he has every single medallion, which makes a whole lot of sense!
That makes perfect sense, but... but
we gotta know!
What if it's the secret 4th medallion?
That's so mean. But it makes a lot of sense. But it's me does.
And Lavos is leaving.
Lavos is not getting the Ether medallion. If Turtle Rock happens to be Ether, this could be
At least I don't think
disastrous. I'm pretty sure they didn't do left side.
they did. Yeah, I don't think they did. Oh boy. Well, we're gonna get the same reaction that Lavos will get when we get to that point.
There was another bee over here. Did they find 3 bees?
Yeah, they did. They found 2 in the mini Muldorm cave, and there was 1 in the Mire Shed, I think.
Great.
If you like bees, this is your seed.
Who's being very thorough in the overworld before heading into Eastern Palace. I have a feeling that Illus is going to go into Eastern Palace before Lavos heads back into left side of Swamp Palace, so...
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, so we'll definitely, I guess, see.
Unless Lavos just has this flash of inspiration. Ice Palace, Misery Mire are the things he'll be doing before he even thinks about going back to Swamp.
Oh my gosh, it's gonna be forever.
It's gonna be a while.
Until Lavos actually gets up to Turtle Rock to see if it's Ether.
We'll see how nice Mire is today.
Fireballs weren't very nice for sure.
They really are. Oh, that is the nicest Mire I've ever seen.
That's a pretty good spot for the big key.
First chest to check. Let's go right from here.
What are you gonna do, Lavos? Are you gonna bet on Turtle Rock being a medallion you already have? Oh, he's checking extra stuff. He probably really wants a tempered sword.
Well, there's a tempered compass.
Nice. Took a lot of damage on those spikes, unfortunately, and doesn't have the powder to heal up right here.
He does have quite a lot of potions, at least.
Oh, that's true, yeah. Ooh, nope, just the one heart.
Yeah, and Lavos did also catch a fairy at some point. That bug net coming into play.
The bug net from Link's house. Link the bee farmer, leaving his bees in bottles everywhere in the world.
Fairies do matter sometimes. So, Illus is checking Peg Cave and the Lumberjack chain. Not the Lumberjack chain, the Blacksmith chain. Those are two very different occupations.
The lumbersmith.
The Lumbersmith. Do you just forge trees?
Yeah, it's that's probably what they call wood carvers. You know, the people that make like wooden statues and stuff like that. They're probably lumbersmiths. Or would they be blackjacks?
I don't know. It probably depends on how many of them there are. If there's 21, it's a blackjack. But if any other number.
Oh my gosh, that's an amazing business. Oh, Lavos has one half of a heart going into the Vitreous fight. Use that potion like right now. Don't even try to save it, just use it now. Oh,
I think he's just gonna take the death and let the fairy.
Oh, he's gonna. That's right, you said that. Shovel from the purple chest, great.
Oh boy.
I mean, it could be less convenient. It is right over here, I guess. But still.
That's still pretty inconvenient.
Watch out! And a little low on arrows. The big eye itself is going to take 8. Dang. Well, there goes the fairy.
Bug net mattered.
The bug net did matter. I don't know, I think I would have used potion a lot earlier. Luz is hopping into Mire without the cane.
Not going to be happy.
Oh,
Yeah,
no,
fire
rod does not.
He ran out of arrows, that's why.
Ooh. Oh yeah, Desert Palace. We haven't seen any of this yet.
We have not.
There we go.
Okay, there we go. Convenient big key in both the light and dark world equivalents. Do you think if you're Lavos, you would just go to Turtle Rock right now and just resign yourself to going into Ice Palace?
I would go into Turtle Rock right now, just because I need to know if that's Ether or not. Honestly, I probably would have done it before Mire.
Alright,
but...
Lavos is all in. I'm all in.
So brave. I think the check is worth the extra trip up Death Mountain.
Yeah, and there's
definitely.
Also a lot of chests up there, so if we find silvers or a tempered sword, we're feeling pretty good.
Oh yeah, the tempered sword is up there. Okay, yeah, I think definitely Turtle Rock. Yeah, I think the allure of doing Turtle Rock in the Ganon's Tower is too great, unfortunately. I think some runners really like to do that, and I don't think that's a good idea. There's half magic in desert.
It's a nice consolation for finding nothing else.
Ooh, here we go.
Opting to go to Eastern Palace before going to Chainless Mire.
It's definitely a scary thing to do because Mire takes a long time to check all the items in. So I could definitely see this being, you know, something people do. I'd be the dummy that goes into Mire. I don't think I'd do very well in this seat, honestly. I'd make a lot of poor decisions. this will be go mode for Illus, and we will see an immediate mirror in the mire. And yeah, just clean it up afterwards. Got Tempered Sword. Hopefully that's all we need. Where was Tempered? Tempered was in the Super Bunny Cave, heading up Dark World Death Mountain.
Well, I mean, if there's going to be a carrot sword anywhere, it might as well be the Super Bunny Cave.
That's true.
And Illus won't have to fight Armos, so that's nice.
Yeah, the amount of time it takes to get from the kind of middle part of Eastern to the boss is not small. It definitely feels long anyway.
Yeah, it's not like it's the longest thing, but it does take a bit of time. There's a lot of screen transitions, and of course you have to kill the boss with no silver arrows. That does take a little bit of time. So saving whatever you can is really nice.
Alright, here we go. King of Samaria, loose, now in go mode. See ya. He's not happy with that King of Samaria spot.
Yeah, understandably. Illus might still be in a good spot, though. It's gonna hinge on what Turtle Rock is. That's gonna be the deciding factor, pretty much.
I think even if Lavos can get into Turtle Rock, I mean, I guess Lavos does have every other dungeon done already except Turtle Rock, huh?
Yes.
So it's basically just Misery Mire, and it's a fast mire too. I feel like Illus has had a little bit better execution, so I could definitely see Illus catching up if Lavos can indeed get into Turtle Rock. I could definitely see them evening up around Ganon's Tower, or a little bit after.
Yeah, and Illus does have that Tempered Sword, which Lavos might probably not get.
It's definitely possible Lavos will not get that, yeah.
Which boss do you like less, Cold Stare or Mothula?
Like less? I mean, if I have Tempered Sword, they're both not bad, but I feel like Moth is the easier one with a worse weapon.
Okay. Yeah, I understand what you mean, because Cold Stare can be kind of tricky to time the hammer.
Yeah, it's still pretty easy to not take damage on Mothula, I feel, for me. But it's... even if it is difficult to get hits in, I feel like it's not too bad to avoid taking damage.
Yeah, as long as you're patient and paying attention.
Mm-hmm. Alright, Lavos is heading up to Death Mountain. Just kidding, we're gonna grab potions first, and then we're heading up to Death Mountain.
It's important to stay hydrated.
Stay hydrated, kids.
I mean, we don't have Hat Magic and we have Master Sword. I don't blame them for getting a little extra safety for that Trax fight anyway.
And this will be their last potion trip because we are out of money.
We are, in fact, out of money. I guess it's possible maybe like, after we died again and we have money to go there, but we're not going to hope that's the thing we have to do. Moment of truth very, very soon.
Yeah. Oh, interesting. Lavos is going up Death Mountain this way. So they will be getting Tempered Sword, guaranteed.
That's good for them. Unless they decide then to not check those chests for whatever reason. I think you always check those if you're here. But...
yeah, if you're going up this way, you might as well do it. I think it's just interesting because he's gonna have to mirror just to gain access to Turtle Rock.
Yeah.
But I guess if you really want to check these chests, might as well do it this way.
It's probably worth the time it takes to mirror back, just on the off chance it's a sword, and hey, look, it is a sword this time. Alright, Illus, cleaning up Misery Mire, going to be heading to Turtle Rock very soon themselves. It's
Nice! Alright, the race is still here. Oh man, Lavos has got to be feeling really good about that.
Yeah, I think I heard them.
Can't wait. I can't wait. I hope he comes in for
Oh.
Oh no, he's eaten by this dead rock. Oh no.
That's a rude guy.
Can't wait for the interview where we tell Lavos where Ether is.
Oh man.
Now, as I said earlier, I think Illus has had the slightly better execution, so I can definitely see Illus overtaking Lavos in this dungeon. I believe though Lavos has a lot more potions for safety.
Yeah, they do. I do agree that Illus has had a little bit better execution throughout the seed. So yeah, this is still a very close race. It's quite funny that they both got blocked against the terrain with the dead rock.
Is it the same dead rock too?
I don't know. It's a different wall. But I just find that really funny.
Someone in chat saying that half magic may come into play. I'm not positive because of Lavos' blue potion situation. We'll see though. I don't know how magic happy Lavos is or how accurate he'll be on Trinex.
Yeah, I think he'll be safe for Turtle Rock. Maybe that comes into play later in GT or in the Ganon fight, but opting to mirror out.
Yeah, to get all that magic back, I guess. Even if you walk out, there's full magic pretty right next to the door there.
Yeah, I guess you avoid taking damage this way. I think it's a bit slower, but sometimes it can be worth it. Well, swinging your sword doesn't make that platform go any faster, unfortunately. As far as I know.
I was running pretty low on health. A little interested to see if that kind of changes how they tackle some of these rooms. I don't have the powder. The powder is very nice in Turtle Rock considering how much damage just the traps can do to you.
Yeah, and there's a lot of anti-fairies throughout this dungeon too.
No, Lavos, you need to go get that, the big keys over there.
Ooh, that could even things up very...
That's very easily going to even things up, because he's going to have to walk all the way back here to check that. Just realizing it?
Oh, good.
Yes,
okay.
Good. Didn't
So
get
that,
too far.
yeah, that is a small time loss, but it's not as bad as it could have been.
Alright, there we go.
There we go. We got our big key. Who puts a big key there, huh?
I mean, it's the turtles. It's always the turtles, dude.
Always the turtles. Well, where are the turtles? Name one turtle in Turtle Rock besides Trinex.
No, wait. We established this before, didn't we? That Turtle Rock was a music genre?
Well, what instruments do the skeletons play? They don't have any bodies.
The
And the
xylophone?
Pokies don't have arms. The xylophone. So, okay, so they're bodies. That's why they don't have bodies. They took them away to play.
Yeah. I've
Okay.
seen those old cartoons. Oh no, the bomb bounced back.
I just want to know who's playing these instruments because, again, Pokies don't have arms. Jellyfish, I guess they have tentacles, but... Oh, okay. There's Butted, sorry.
That's fine too, I guess.
Well, Lavos would have been fine even if they didn't check the Super Bunny cave, I guess.
I'm pretty sure the Pokies, like, just make music by thumping against the ground when they bounce around.
I could see
like-
that.
I like Lavos' his choices there to try to avoid taking damage, but they didn't work out. He was pretty close.
These guys are just a screen away from each other. Lavos gonna stop here and get this full magic on the 2 hearts here.
I think that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, we will have to go to Lacy Bridge to find a key.
You're not confident with your dashes to avoid the lasers. That free magic there is pretty nice.
Going to just take safety door. I respect that. It does take all the time that Illus... Well, probably not. Cave on Laser. And book.
Look, what the heck? Some pretty alright dashes coming out here from the moves. Lavos is gonna find the small key. Synchronized small keys.
Taking an intentional death, so Illus pulls ahead. And they do have a blue potion, so this should be no problem at all. Let's try and expedite for both of our runners. Oh my gosh. There we go. Lava's having a little trouble with that switch there.
Very quick one-phase fight there for the Triax heads. Golden Sword takes each head out in 3 hits. Nothing to it. Oh yeah, quick work of Triax. Why does everyone kill the Firehead first? The Firehead comes out before the Ice Head does.
That is the only reason.
That's pretty much the only reason, and you still have time to come take out the Ice Head most of the time before it actually shoots the ice. So it's not like you're going to be risking getting cold feet.
Oh, game. Start game. Start the game. Big key. Gen's Tower. Places 1 through 22. You subscribe. Speed Gaming. Donate 250 bits on each channel. You guess right, you get a leaderboard. Get guesses in now. Do you have a guess, Mikan? You better make it quick.
I want it in the top right chest of the randomizer room.
Okay, I want it on the torch. Just keep it clean. Alright, this could come down to which way these guys go. Chest 1. Chest 2, small key.
Who's gonna complete the right side here? I feel like this is safer.
I
I feel like it's safer, but I don't know. Actually, I feel like maybe the best is going straight left without checking those two, but what do I know? Lavos is doing the same thing. This is like the last deviation that could have happened here.
Lavos could still opt to go to the left after checking the first two chests, and some runners like to do that. And yeah, that's what they're doing.
Oh boy, oh boy.
I'm personally a fan of doing the right side if I find a small key on the right side. Just it doesn't take that long. It's much less punishing to check right side and have nothing there than to just check full left side and have it be on right side. At least that's how I feel.
Well, it certainly was not on the right side, so Lavos took a very small lead here, it seems. Please note that since Illus was the first one into Ganon's Tower, we will be using his count for keys.
Correct. Very tense situation here.
Yeah, I know, right?
Alright, nothing so far. Coming up on your guess, the rando room.
This is such a really close race.
Yeah. So, coming up on the rando room now.
Which one did I say? Did I say top right?
You said top right.
Alright, good.
That's the only one I'm going to count for you.
Gotcha. Are you counting numbers? Because I'm definitely not. I'm sure Chad is. I trust chat to count more than I trust myself to count.
Let's see, that's 6 on the right. 1. So that's 11. 12.
Ah, shoot, dude.
Well, if it's in tile room, it's going to make it a lot easier to count.
Never seen it in the fire snake room, someone's saying. I feel like that's a pretty rare spot for it, though checking the spoiler logs, the 25,000 spoiler logs, it is actually pretty even between all of the spots.
Yeah, I've seen it there. It's rare, but I have seen it there as well. Alright, this is chest 18, Bob's chest, so... No shields.
We got 2 shields here.
Alright, we'll see what order Illus checks the chests in. This will be number 19, the first one. Chest 20? I believe that's chest 20? Yes.
That would be 20, because they only had the one tile room chest and then the one in that room left.
Alright, well, if you guessed 20, congratulations. I'll let you plug in the winner. I don't know how
Is
to
it,
do that.
is it BK20?
I guess.
That isn't right.
Key 20, maybe? There we go.
We did it. We figured it out.
Congratulations, Spleedy. The blackjack guess.
The
Close. Gotta bring that back. Remember
Lavos
all the
had a
good
little-
times we had.
Yeah. Lavos had a little issue with the arrow count there, only down to 7. Had to be a little careful in the mimic room there, while Illus takes the lead. Oh yeah, and the save. Thank you for the save.
Execution goes a very long way in GT.
Oh, absolutely. Once you have the big key, that's all that there is. You play well, you'll do well, and also, if the skeletons decide not to be jerks.
Sometimes these guys, they do not like to play fair. I mean,
This
it's
is getting
fair.
This is getting a lot of use out of that half magic fire rod. That I know we said that probably wouldn't come into play, but it sure is making Gauntlet a lot easier.
Just being able to... Ooh, a little low, but we do have a blue potion still.
Yeah, I think they'll be fine for this. Oh my gosh, that worked out pretty well. I thought they were gonna swing on that left one, but nope. Just play a little bit patient and fire right on the face. Speaking of health, Lavos is also looking pretty low here. There are 2 hearts at the bottom of this room, but it's so hard to move around this room. It's very difficult to get those hearts without taking damage.
We do have 2 potions. We have to be a little bit careful here, because if we take damage while one of these guys is exploding, I don't believe you can open your menu. So
That's right. Yeah, explosions do prevent menuing, which is why you'll see some people on Try Next. Oh, I was done to only 1 heart left. You should potion here for sure. Yeah.
it's the last one.
Those fireballs do a full heart, and I honestly think the attacks from landmills also might still do a full heart regardless of armor. I'm not exactly sure.
I'm not certain either. But it's definitely better to be safe than sorry. The gauntlet's one of the more stressful parts of the run if your opponent hasn't finished, because this is the last stretch of the game.
Oh yeah.
It's very easy to let nerves get a hold of you and play worse than you would if you know, this was like a daily or an open or something with like 40 people in it. All right. Moldorm's pretty easy boss when you can just run through them.
Well, sometimes.
There we go. Thanks, game. Could have been in any other chest in the game and still been useful, but... And I do mean any chest. 'Cause there is that anti-fairy in the room before Lenmol's. And there's one in the room before that. So that is the least useful spot that can be.
I mean, I usually say that powder is always a welcome thing to find for safeties, but there is absolutely no use for it. Oh my gosh. People speculating on where silvers could be. We didn't check any of the book-related locations.
We didn't check pedestal.
Yeah, I don't know if we got both items in desert. I know we got one.
Didn't check that as well.
Yeah, I guess we didn't check that.
That would be a pretty funny spot for that.
Pyramid Fairy as well.
Alright, here we go. Silverless Ganon. Illus has shown some really good execution throughout this run. It's still very easy to make a costly mistake on this fight. Meanwhile, Lavos going into Aghanim 2. Gosh, I love Buttersword in this fight. Makes it so quick.
Yeah, there's not really any thing you gotta do other than swing. I mean, even with red mail, you could probably just tank through the fire bats and not have to worry about it with this amount of health.
Alright, we're about to find out where silver arrows were. In Light World.
That could definitely be the bat.
Could be the pedestal, too, right?
It could definitely be the pedestal, yeah.
We'll narrow that down soon.
Or either tablet.
Yeah.
Can you dash Ganon in Phase 3? Yes. Dashes do the same amount of damage as slashes do. So, with Tempered or the Golden Sword, they would both do damage. In fact, I do see people sometimes do dashes while standing inside the fire bat ring. Because if you dash, you don't get knocked back by hitting it with your sword.
Yeah. Alright, so far so good. Ooh, Lavos is low on health. Got to be careful.
You still have a potion, right?
No, he does
swapped
not.
it. Oh no.
Oh, no.
Oh man. As Illus takes down again with the last swing, the last spin rather. And we'll take this race as long as we don't walk off the edge.
Alright.
We did it. We did it.
We did it. We managed to avoid falling. We managed to avoid drowning. And Illus does take first place. Official SRTV time, 1 hour, 46 minutes and 34 seconds. GG to them. Lavos in the Ganon fight will be not far behind them.
Not too bad a time considering you had to dip into 2 pendant dungeons to find required items.
Yeah, pretty deep too, actually, for both of them.
Yeah.
Alright, I'll see. Oh, nope. There we go. Alrighty, I asked, and there they were. So Illus is in the waiting room. We'll get him in here for you. Hey, Illus, GG. Congrats on your win.
GG. How did I win this?
Well, it was pretty close. Your opponent is on Ganon right now, in fact.
Oh. And what did LavosCloud struggle with?
Execution, I would say.
Execution.
They did some extra checks looking for like swords and safeties, I feel.
Oh.
Yeah, so I think the main thing is just that, yeah, again, your execution was a little bit better than theirs. They put off Skullwoods for a little while as well, so you had the food advantage for a little bit.
Alright. Yeah, makes sense.
They did actually find both the required items in the pendant dungeons well before you did, which...
Yeah, when I found that cane, I was like, oh god, I lost.
Yeah, I think their first trip into Dark World, while you went to Skullwoods to get the boots, they went into Thieves Town, and I think they actually went into Eastern Palace like right afterwards, after finding the bow. They kind of looped up and did Pod and Eastern at the same time, where you had just done Pod. So yeah, they had both those, the cane and the mirror, extremely early comparatively.
Yeah, I thought so. I really thought I would lose this. That cane gave me PTSD from my last race. I was looking for the cane as well, lost by 5 minutes.
Lavos has walked into the door and has finished.
They have official SRTV time, 1 hour, 49 minutes, 19 seconds. A very, very close race. 3 minutes is not a lot of time. These seeds tend to separate people. And you guys were neck and neck right there at the end. We were really, really concerned for Lavos because you did the left side of Swamp and found the Ether. And you went up to Dark Death Mountain before they did. But you didn't check Turtle Rock, which made perfect sense because you had all the medallions. So we didn't know what the Turtle Rock medallion was. And they skipped the left side, so we were worried for a long time.
Well, let's bring Lavos
Yeah,
in here.
I thought with all the medallions, no need to check that turtle rock. It was probably a tease for the viewers, but it made sense for me.
Yeah, it really was, and we can't really blame you for that. Lavos is having a couple of mic issues, but I think they are willing to join us once they get those sorted out.
Get in here and you guys can discuss it. The broken heart sleeps again forever, so pedestal is not where the silver arrows were.
Yeah, we're thinking they had to be on bat or the tablets then.
That would be perfect. That would just be A+.
Well, in any case, we both didn't need them.
You did
Yeah.
not.
Which is good, because we got a little concerned when, well, you found the tempered sword earlier, but we didn't know where any swords were, because the tempered actually came fairly late.
Yeah, but I was not I was not too worried about Ganon. In fact, I practiced Master Sword Ganon before this. Master Sword Silverless, the dream.
The dream.
Yeah,
the nightmare.
I think your win rate for the tournament kind of doesn't do your execution justice. I think you actually played it very well, and we were surprised that this was a 2-3 match actually.
Thank you. I really thought I had a shot at brackets as well, but you know, one wrong decision there and you can lose by 5 minutes or something.
Yeah.
That's Randomizer.
That's Randomizer, yep.
And there's a lot of good players in this tournament as well, so competition level is definitely high, I would say.
Yeah, definitely. I was surprised to see how good some of those people were, even if they had 1 loss or 2 losses.
Still just waiting for Lavos. Okay, looks like they're ready. So go ahead and bring them in here. Hey, Lavos, GG.
Hey, GG to you too, Illus. That had to be fun to watch, considering how close it looked like on the SRTV.
Yeah, GG levels. I was sure if I was going to win this is gonna be really close, because I was looking for the cane for, I don't know, 20 minutes.
Oh no! So that yeah, I was in Eastern. I routed that in after I did pod.
Yeah, I heard. So, so when I found that cane, I was basically checking everything. And when I went to Eastern and found that cane, I was like, yeah, no, I'm not going to win this.
My problem was getting a sword for a long time, and then I somehow ended the seat on Butter Sword. I don't know how, but
Same.
yeah.
Though I did not really struggle with the lack of swords.
Mm.
For example, I would just burn Cold Stare to the ground because I had a magic potion.
Oh, nice.
Oh, Lavos, if you were curious, half magic was in Desert Palace.
Oh yeah, I was not going in there. There was no chance.
You had knits as a go mode item. Well, mostly go mode item. I mean, you still had Fighter Sword at the time. That's pretty good. It's like a really great feeling if that can be your I guess pseudo go mode item.
Yeah, it knocks out having to go to Turtle Rock. It knocks out having to go into Ice Palace. Knocks out having to go into Mire. It closes off so many areas. So that was pretty sweet. And then I was worried I was gonna have to full clear Swamp, and that's the last thing I wanted to do. And then Mitts in that first chest. I'm like, oh, well, if I don't need Ether, I'm good to go.
Funny thing about Ether, now that you say that,
Oh.
Ether was in the left side of Swamp
Oh
Palace.
my goodness! I would
So-
if we need Ether, I'd be still doing this race.
We were pretty concerned, honestly, until
And the fun thing is I did not check Turtle Rock, so people did not know if Ether was required.
Oh no, yeah, I couldn't route that in to check. Like I did most of Death Mountain early on. Like as soon as I got the hook shot in Sahashla's closet, I just immediately did as much of Death Mountain as I could. And I knew that meant I was never going to check what Turtle Rock was. So I was just like, well, I hope I get medallions.
Oh boy. It was a really good race. You guys right there at the end were really neck and neck. It was a joy to watch it. I would definitely watch the VOD because it was a really good one to commentate.
Yeah, I definitely will.
Yeah, same here. Thanks for commenting, guys. This is only my second race that's been restreamed, so it's always nice to be on one of the speed gaming channels.
Same for me, actually. Thanks for commentating and for tracking.
Yeah, no problem. Happy to do it. Speaking of tracking, our tracker today was Aizen Tayama, I believe. So thank you to them.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Do you have any more questions, Mikon? Maybe some comments or anything like that?
I'm pretty good. I'm very happy that it was a close race. Sometimes when you get to the races where there's more losses than wins, it can still be kind of skewed.
Mm-hmm.
But it was really nice how this one was as close as it was. You guys, I think, were about 40 seconds apart or so entering Turtle Rock.
Wow.
So from then on, it was pretty close.
Yeah, I had a very terrible upper part of Ganon's Tower. That went so poorly. Definitely gotta practice that more.
Yeah, I've been playing Rando every day for the last 2 months, basically, for this tournament.
Nice.
Yeah. So it's kind of disappointing to be at 3 losses, but yeah, that's partially my lack of experience and stuff, so...
Yeah, I definitely don't dedicate enough time to learning all the tricks in this game. Like, I know some of the tricks, like the Ice Palace Bomb Jump, but, like, there's just movement stuff I just gotta work on, and it's hard.
Yeah,
148, though. I can't be upset at
hard
that
in this
time.
game.
I can't be upset at that time. We have 148, so, like, it's pretty good for me, at least.
Speaking of movement stuff, how'd you feel about finding those boots as late as you did?
Ugh, God. I had a chance to get them on earlier. I was like, do I do Skull Woods, or do I do Pendant Thieves Town? I said, you know what? Let's be weird. Let's do Pendant Thieves Town. And then I find Boots and Mothula. I'm just like, God damn it.
Yeah, I actually found Boots and Mothula on my first trip to Dark World.
Awesome. Great.
Yeah, you guys pretty much swapped your mirror and boot finds, I feel.
Yeah. Ugh. But yeah, this was a good race. I look forward to doing more commentary also. I'll see if I can get on some today, actually. And then, yeah, good stuff. Thanks for watching.
Heard it here first. Don't miss that. Speaking of stuff you shouldn't miss, Mikon, we should definitely give both these guys a follow, don't you think?
Yeah.
Don't you think they deserved it?
It's the thing.
Okay, I'll do the thing. I'm trying to make it not obvious and then plug on things, alright? Not helping. Alright, well, we do have races for this tournament going on all the time for quite a while now, and for time to come for this tournament. Make sure you follow the Speed Gaming channels, 1 through 6, the ALTTP Randomizer channels as well. I believe that's also 1 through 6, I might be wrong. I'll figure that out one day. And, yeah. Don't miss stuff. What do we got coming up on the schedule?
I think there is a rando race, like the past randomized race, that is in progress on Speed Gaming 1, or Speed Gaming no number. I believe there is one about to start on Speed Gaming 3, and Super Mario Odyssey is on 4, according to the schedule.
Alright, sounds like you got something to watch, so we'll go ahead and get out of here so you guys can do that. Thank you guys again for letting us commentate your race, and thanks everybody for coming out and watching it. Have a wonderful afternoon.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Thanks, guys.
Take care.